Hello, learners. You're welcome to class. My name is Miss Sally Amina, and in today's topic, we'll be looking at volleyball game. And at the end of this topic, you are expected to understand the history of volleyball, explain Nigeria's involvement in volleyball, mention equipment that are being used in volleyball, and the terminologies used in volleyball games. Introduction to volleyball. Volleyball is a thrilling team sport where two teams of six players each compete to score points by grounding the ball on the opponent's court. This particular game was invented in the 1895 by William G. Morgan as a less strenuous alternative to basketball. So your volleyball is a ball game. And as I earlier said, volleyball was invented in 1895 by William G. Morgan at the Young Christian Men Association, abbreviated to be YMCA, in Massachusetts, originally called Mintonets. So your volleyball was originally called Mintonets, and it was designed as a less strenuous alternative to basketball for businessmen. So the game was especially classified as a recreational activity. And in 1947, the world governing body of the game was formed and called the International Volleyball Federation. And in 1964, volleyball was allowed to feature at the Olympic Games held in Tokyo and Japan. So in 1965, the first volleyball association was formed in Nigeria, Lagos precisely. So in 1970, the Nigeria Volleyball Association was officially inaugurated with J.C. Omoruan as the first chairman of the volleyball game. Since then, the game has continued to grow and develop across the nation. Nigeria's involvement in volleyball. Nigeria joined the international volleyball community in 1970 with the formation of the Nigeria Volleyball Federation. Since then, Nigeria has participated actively in international competitions. So, volleyball is a fast paced sport characterized by teamwork. It's not a game that one person will play, no. It's characterized by a teamwork, strategy, and skill. And the game involves two teams of six players each, where the objective is to score points by hitting the ball over the nets and into the opposing team's court. Now, this volleyball is a recreational game. It's also a point scoring game. It's a team game. It involves six players in each team. It starts with a service. It is majorly played outdoors, and it is a ball game. So we have different equipments used in volleyball. We have the ball, the main ball itself, the nets and the courts, lines, posts and cables, antenna and sidebands, knee pads, shoes, and clothing. Let's take a look at each of these equipments. The ball. The standard volleyball is made of leather and it weighs between 9 and 10 ounces and has a circumference of 25.6 to 26.4 inches. So the ball has a rubber bladder and can be one color or a combination of colors. Though synthetic leather is lighter and is fine for beginner players, referred to as junior. Then the net and the court is another equipment. It's a very important equipment in volleyball rather. And the outdoor volleyball court measures 18 by 9 meters, surrounded by a free zone that is 2 meters wide on all sides. The volleyball playing surface must be flat and not present of any hazards to the players. So the volleyball net is 32 feet long by 3 feet wide. For women, the net should be 7 feet. And for men, the net is also 7 feet. Though the US regulation volleyball playing surfaces must be flat at all times. So the other equipment is the line. The playing court is marked by two sidelines and two end lines. All lines must be 2 inches wide and must be created with a light color that is easy to discern from the playing court. So next, we have the posts and cables. The volleyball net structure is held together with metal cables and posts. Posts are placed zero point 0.5 to 1.0 meter outside the sidelines and 2.55 meters high. Posts should be round, smooth and padded to prevent injury to the players should they dive or crash into them. And metal wires and cables may need to be covered if it is determined that they present a danger to the players. We have the next equipment to be the knee pads. The knee pads are protective gear worn on the knees to help prevent injuries, especially during actions like diving or sliding on the court. They cushion the impact and provide support, reducing the risk of bruises rather and joint injuries. So good quality pads have a gel or foam shock absorbing material that will cover and protect your patella. It is best to purchase your pads from a reliable sporting goods store that will allow you to try them on. So if you have difficulty finding the right fit, have the store professional measure you and order custom fit pads. So next we have the shoes, the volleyball shoes. They are specially designed footwear that provide the support, grip, and cushioning needed for the fast-paced movements of the game. So the arc and ankle support is key when choosing a volleyball shoe. The next item we have on our list is our clothing. Clothing should be lightweight to allow maximum flexibility and as well made of a material that absorbs sweat and keeps the skin dry. Spandex shirts are a good options as they are flexible, light, and absorb odor. Socks, while not required, absorb sweat and prevent blisters. So jewelry is not permitted in volleyball, with the exception of smooth bands. But those that use glasses must use it with a strap to keep them secure. Now we have different terminologies used in volleyball games. We have the ace, a serve that wins the point without a return. We have the bump, a technique used to pass the ball effectively. We have block, a defensive move to stop an opponent's spike. And we also have assists, though your ace, like earlier mentioned, is used to serve that results in a point directly without the receiving team successfully touching the ball. Then assist, helping a teammate set up for a kill or a nice shot. Then attack is the offensive action of hitting the ball. Then we have the center line, which is the boundary that runs under the net and divides the court into two equal halves, and so on. We have many more terminologies. And in conclusion, volleyball is a dynamic and inclusive sport that has evolved significantly since its inception. It promotes teamwork, strategy, and global participation, as seen in its Olympic history and the involvement of countries like Nigeria. So the sport's growth continues to inspire players and fans alike, highlighting its importance as a competitive and recreational activity. So this will bring us to the end of today's class. If you have any question, drop it, I'll see it. Then I have some questions for you. One is explain briefly the history of volleyball. Mention five equipments used in volleyball game. And lastly, volleyball game is also called dash. Thank you for listening. See you in our next class. Bye.